Hello YouTube, I hope everybody's doing fine. I just wanted to make a short video about my PNP trays. I had a returning customer and he did write a beautiful, wonderful review. Thank you for that. And I just wanted to mention a few things that he commented on in his review. So these are my PNP trays, and I have one side black and one side with white strips. The white strips are for strips that are actually black, so they will provide contrast, and the white strip go normally onto the black side, like they are here. So these are actually three of the trays that I use constantly, and I have way more parts that I regularly use, but I just somehow didn't get around to it. The other parts I use are like in a box like this in the packaging, and I just take them out of here when I need them. And there are obviously holes for different width of strips that you can use, and he mentioned that it would be nice to have those holes tapped, but the reason I did not tap them, and actually they have the right diameter for a tapping die, but I offered him some free screws, so he's getting these screws. These are M3 screws, button head screws, and you can just screw them in here and they will cut their threads themselves, and that way the screws stay tight. If I would tap this with a die, the hole end up too loose for the screw, so the screw would move by itself, and then either, well, it would not tighten itself, but it would get loose over time, and then you would not have that resistance that you have here. That, I mean, this is not going anywhere, and this is especially, of course, important for if you use them on a PNP machine, so the vibrations and whatnot would not move that stripe back and forth. But he's using it as I do for hand picking them with a vacuum pen, and so that's the reason why the screws are not tapped. And also, if you tap holes, they do get a raised edge, and if I would tap all these holes, you would have raised edges, probably ending up underneath the strip, and that would make it uneven, and that's why I do not tap those screws. And those are actually M2 screws, holes for M2 screws. For the I use them with standoffs like this to be able to stack them like that, and you can of course use those to mount them securely on your build plate if you do have a PNP. I started working on mine and never finished it up. Actually, the machine is finished, but I did not finish my controller for it yet. So, and I'm having not enough large sales or large quantity sales to make it really worth using the PNP right now. It would take me more time to set it up instead of just hand placing components by hand, hand placing by hand. So I still do those manually. Anyway, that's the reason why the holes are not tapped, and obviously you have way more holes here for the different width of, like here for example, those are 12 millimeter wide strips, and so if I would tap them all, they would be, most of them would not be used at the end and be erased. So anyway, that's the reason why I did not tap them. Other than that, he asked why there's white strips and black, the white side and the black side. That's the reason, because of the white underground for the black strips. And I also have another version. These are for chips that you could place in here and then have your pick and place machine pick them up. Obviously I'm not using these myself since I don't have the PNP running. What I do is I just use the trays like this and have my chips ready to go on here and pick them from there. So I do have these two are sold, including the screws. This will be shipped out today, and I have some more. I think six of these, and I have 5 of these with the rectangular and square holes for the various chips that you might use. Anyway, I will put a link to my store in the description. If you're interested, you can click on it and get to that page and order them. If you have any suggestions for something else or some changes or new ideas, please do let them know. I'm always open for suggestions or critique if you don't like something. These are, by the way, 10 by 10 centimeters, 100 by 100 millimeters in size. Yes, please do let me know if you have any ideas, and I will love to hear them. Thanks for watching and take care, everybody.